Hey everybody, welcome back to another 10-minute Marvel video. Today, we're going back to what we had last week. Sweet, sweet box of the Magic Marvel superhero set. And we're going to see what we can pull. This one is going to potentially be a bit more of a speed run than the last time. Just because I want to open up the whole box here. That means it's going to be a longer video though too. Longer, but shorter probably than all three combined together. $120 for the box. That's our target for what we're going to make back here. I say target for what we're going to make back. We already know I'm not selling these cards. At least not many of them. John Walker, Super Skrull, and the Kingpin of Crime with an Agent of Hydra, foil land, and a villain token. I'm not going to bother showing the lands and the tokens unless something is completely surprising about them. I don't think that's going to be the case. I just brought these in from outside where they were delivered, and they're really warm because it's 90 something degrees, feels basically like 100 outside here in Minnesota. That is way too warm. By the time you're seeing this, we will have our next episode of the 10-Minute Marvel podcast up, but oof, oh, it's kind of a dud. But you'll know that Greg is not in that one. Don't worry, he'll be back. He's just at a lake, which is the right spot to be, and he's not getting back until too late to record. So I'm just going to do a quick little 10-minute Marvel podcast episode that you've hopefully you've already listened to, unless you're just here for the magic content, which is fair. Man, we're averaging about a minute a pack. Less, or yeah, something like that. Of course, we will at the end look up some of these, see what they're worth. Construct Cosmic Cube. So just no good hits yet. Kingpin of Crime might be the best hit, but I construct the Cosmic Cube. A lot of these are 25 cents. 25-cent rares thus far. And we haven't hit any of like the character name cards. Still love the artwork on that one. That's one of my favorite artworks. Hellcat, Training Compound. It's rare, and Jane Foster. Then an Ultron drone. I did also pick up a beginner box for this set. Not a jumpstart box, but I think it comes. I don't know if it comes with jumpstart packs, but it comes with some kind of packs you can use for it. I know the jumpstart packs potentially have some good hits in them. Get the right one. Take up the shield. Super intelligence, nice. Red Hulk. Dark Deed. Luke Cage. We have a Cosmic Cube. And then Web Up for our foil. think that's the first time I've gotten Cosmic Cube. Cosmic Cube. That's pretty good. We'll see what that one is worth. But I think there's some ways to play that. Obviously, we're just looking to see all these different characters. And really, once we get to the uncommons, that's when we start to potentially see cards that we haven't seen before. The Vision. And then Unliving Legionnaire. Vision's actually kind of interesting. It's a tricky card to use in my preferred format, Commander. I guess not that tricky. It's tricky for it to be what you build your deck around, because there's no color to that one, so you are limited in what you can do. Ooh, Scarlet Witch, like the looks of that one. And then Quicksilver foil. Got the siblings and the Galactus token. I will just show that one off because that is a cool token. Kree Commandos. Super Speed. Go with Quicksilver there. Blazing Crescendo. It's a nice card in terms of looks. It's from the art boxes, I believe. Gleaming Bastion. Thunderbolt's Conspiracy. And then Robot Domination for our foil. Enchantment. Whenever one or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, you draw a card, lose a life, and put a counter on this enchantment. When the third playing counter is on this enchantment, sacrifice it and create 3/2/2 robot villains. Interesting. Repulsive Blast. Golden Guard. Vibranium Energy Daggers. Claw. Use his claw. Spider-Man to the rescue. Atuma. Human Torch. One of our... That's an uncommon. Captain America. Wings of Freedom. And then Visions of Villainy. Common foil. I'm not feeling like we've hit much to start in the first 10 packs, but we are almost keeping on that minute a pack pace. I paused to read a card at one point in time. Note to self, read them out loud. It's more useful. It's hard to read it off the screen though, which is why I tend not to. It is the right way when I look at it though. Iron Fist. Ooh, reconnaissance mission. That's cool looking. Then the Wondrous Wasp and Kid Loki for my uncommon. So that's the first stack of 10 packs. Let's go on to the next one here. Panther Pounce. Lightning Strike, I like that artwork too. It just works well. Iron Lad. Supervillain Lockup. Rick Jones. Armin Zola. Armor Wars. And then Flying Car. So rare foil there. Now, from last time, I made my money back. It was a slightly more expensive box, but I was over that amount, so that was nice. This one, I'm not trending that direction, that's for sure. That can change quickly because there are certain cards that will do that for you quite quickly. Heroic Feast. It's unlikely that you're going to really get your money worth out of a box. I've said it before, if you're interested in particular cards, buy them, don't try and pull them. Now, I wanted to get the bulk here, especially for these uncommons. Ooh, Avengers Tower, nice. Looks pretty. Forget that one's worth anything. World Within Worlds. And Sue Storm, Invisible Woman foil. The reason I want the bulk is I want to have the cards. I actually got my binders. So now I need to sort numerically all these cards and get them loaded in, see what I'm missing for a complete collection of them. But that means I'm going to have a plethora of a lot of these cards, even the uncommons. There'll be more. What rares? We got a freaking Mind Stone. We got a Mind Stone. The reason I say that is Mind Stone costs 2 indestructible, add 1 white. Harness the Mind Stone. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 other target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. The Mind Stone. $71. So, just by that, we're just $50 short. I mean, less than that because we probably have $15 worth of cards otherwise. So, we got the big pull. Now I need to get a Soul Stone to go with it. There we are. Gotta get all the stones. I mean, I do want to get a full Spider-Man set as well. I know it's not loved, but it is still Spider-Man. And it is still Marvel. And you're on the 10-Minute Marvel YouTube channel, in case you forgot. So, is this a Magic the Gathering YouTube channel? No, we do open Magic the Gathering packs. But this is because they're putting up Marvel sets, not because it's a Magic the Gathering channel. So, even though Spider-Man, not so loved in terms of being a set, still loved by me. Hawkeye, then Evil's Thrall there for my foil. Yeah, I'm still not feeling good about getting that last $50. And I go off of market value. Market value does change a little bit slower, so if something shoots up real fast, you might miss a few bucks. If it drops real fast, you might be overpriced by a few bucks. But it balances out, and it's better than last sold, because last sold can be manipulated more so. Ooh, Wolverine. Nice. And another Cap Wings of Freedom. This time in foil. Now in foil. Another 13 packs to go still. That means I've opened 17. We are slightly under that minute per pack. I ripped through some of those pretty fast there. You can always slow it down. Check out artworks that interest you the most. Kirby, Queen Wing, Armin Zola, Black Panther Vanguard, Jessica Jones, Super Soldier Serum. That was the rare there, Super Soldier Serum. I forget if that was like $1 or so. Interesting, like a card with an equipment deck, because you can attach whatever you want to it. So if you have a whole bunch of equipment out, attack. Now the Super Soldier comes real fast. Vision, Reptile, Thor Odinson, Stature, Cap's Shield. I didn't get that before, at least not to my memory. Maybe I did. Indestructible, +8, or +0, +8. And taps an enemy creature. Takes him down a blocker, which is nice. Go nuts. White Tiger, Ava Ayala, Madam Hydra, Baxter Building, Supreme Aim Scientist there, and Loki, God of Mischief, full art. It's a pretty card. I like it. If I remember correctly, I got regular Loki, God of Mischief, not that valuable. I don't assume this one's going to be much more valuable. It will be more valuable because it's rarer. Alright. Crimson Operative. Dependable Quinjet again. Spider-Woman. Tigra. Feline Fury. Crossbones. Red Hulk. Taskmaster. And then our foil there. I'm going to show the token on back here real quick. Zabu. And then let's continue through here. Maria Hill. Killmonger. Wiccan. Training Regimen. Mole Man. Is our rare there. And a Punishing Punch for our foil. Mole Man is new for me. You may play lands from your graveyard. Nice. Alright, let's fly through the beginning here. I do try not to move the cards too much. It doesn't work super well. I apologize, and I never remember which way to tilt my hand to make it level. Hex Magic. Echo. Quake. The Scarlet Witch. Ooh, that's a pretty card. And then a Dependable Quinjet. That's the first time Scarlet Witch, instant and sorcery cards or spells you cast with mana value 4 or greater cost X less to cast, where X is Scarlet Witch's power. So just out of the box, like 2 less. That, especially in red, that can be fun. Just even 2 less makes that start humming. I wonder if there's ways to make, I mean, for sure some interesting decks around her. We'll have to see if we spawn any red instant or sorceries that cost more than that in this set. I'm sure there's probably some in there, whether or not they're good. Alien Invasions. I mean, so like this one costs 4, would cost 2 less. And then Hulk Smash, by the way, is our foil. Bulk Smash. That's what happens when you open a booster box. Bulk Topo. Helicarrier Strike. Agents of Hydra. Frozen in Ice. Raft. Pirate Crew. Undercover Scroll. I do like that picture too. Super Speed. I've gotten so many of those. Hawkeye. Young Avenger. Robot Domination. Red Guardian. Storm. Wind Rider. And a Swordsman Foil. I'm still not convinced that I actually hit that. Now, some of these cards, like Storm, I have no idea what her value is going to be. I was looking at the card, I'm like, it's not bad. 4 cost, 4/4. Flying's always good. I get definitely a good draftable one. And then whenever you like, your flying creatures can't be blocked except by creatures with flying. Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. And Ironheart. I think that's my first Ironheart. Oh, it looks like Shang-Chi's a mythic rare. Nice. So that will help. Mythic rares, even if it's not a great card, can activate abilities on creatures you control as if they had haste. Interesting. I'm sure there are ways to abuse that. And he's cheap. Like green. So surely you can get... Put him into play. Drop one of the 1-cost elves. Tap that for mana. Drop another 1-cost... Or drop something else 1-cost into play. Secret Invasion. First time seeing that one. Alright, down to 3 remaining cards. Not 3 remaining cards, 3 remaining packs. I picked back up the pace. We're now under a minute per pack. Especially since I did some chatting at the beginning, we're definitely under that. And if I could get another stone, that'd be preposterous. Vision Quest. Can't wait for that movie to come out. Search your library and graveyard for an artifact creature with mana cost X or less. Put in the battlefield with X additional +1 counters on it. If X is 4 or greater, gains haste until end of turn. If you search your library this way, shuffle. So library or graveyard. X cost ones are always interesting. Can be good. But you're pumping a lot of resources into something to make it that good. And obviously Vision Quest is a card that's used to hunt for a vision, but also any artifact creature, Zola, you can hunt for him. Granted, if it's in Commander deck, not because of the Kamala Khan, Whiplash. So Kamala Khan is our rare then, Miss Marvel. And the final pack. Toss that out of the way. Power of Defeat. Shield Spy Kit, Widow's Bite, Gorilla, Lightning Strike, Aerial Doombot, Knight of Wondergar, Punishing Punch, Pim Particles, Okoye, I think that's my first Okoye, Tony Stark, the Invincible Iron Man. Alright. So now we have our stack of cards here. This is a smaller stack than I've done before. That's just because I knew to eliminate some of them. Of course, the total starts here at $71. $71.50 actually, but we're just going to call it $71. So I don't have to try to do as complicated math in my... Yeah, $71.50. Why not? Tony Stark, Iron. So $7.75. So $79.25 after this card. Then Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel Kamala Khan. 25-cent card, doesn't count. Vision Quest. 25-cent card, still doesn't count. Secret Invasion. Is this card better than the show? Nope, still 25 cents. Shang-Chi will be our likely spot to start making a little bit of money back here. 11.75. So we were at 79, 80, 91 bucks is what we're sitting at now. 91 bucks after Shang-Chi, $12 card. Like I said, that top ability, definite ways to abuse that. And he can tap himself immediately for that. Ironheart, we'll call her 50 cents. 91.50. And then Storm. Wind Rider. Skip her. She's kind of in that in between 25 and 50 cents since we counted Ironheart. Then we won't count the next one. Alien Invasion here. 22-cent card. The Scarlet Witch. Another 50 cents, so 92 bucks. Legit 50 cents there. Mole Man, Moloid Master. Another $1.50. So we're at 92, 93.50. I'm not sure we're gonna make it. Something else has to be worth more. Pretty sure Red Hulk is not. Red Hulk Borderless is 25 cents. Okay. Here might come the card that gets us a little bit. Yep. 950 we'll call it. So we were at 92.50, 93, 102 with that card. So, Scientist Supreme of AIM. 102 still. Captain America's Shield. Let's see what that one is. Plus another $1.50. 102, I said. 103.50. 103.50 with Cap Shield. $104.50 with the Super Soldier Serum. I think I'm right on my numbers. Wolverine, a Fierce Fighter, 50-cent card. 105. Captain America, Wings of Freedom, 50 cents, 105.50 for the foil. The other one doesn't make a dent. Hawkeye, Master Marksman, 25 cents. I'm going to try and do a better job of showing these. 25 cents. I mean, it's over 25 cents, but for all practical purposes. $0.75. So for this one, that then takes us to was 105.50, 106.25. 106.25, 107, 108, 109 after this one. Worlds Within Worlds, 25-cent card. Avengers Tower, 25-cent card. Still amazing artwork. Heroic Feast, 50-cent card. We'll call it 25. It's Shield Flying Car, 25 cents, foiled. Arnim Zola, 20 cents for that one. So we're still at 109.25 or something, at 109.50, something like that. I think 109. Let's just call it that. 109, 109.50 with the Wondrous Wasp. $110.25 with Reconnaissance Mission. $0.25. And then this one was $2.75. About 112, I think, is where we're sitting. I don't think with this little stack that we're going to get there. Now, if you add in all those 25-cent ones, as I kick the 50 cents, so 112.75 plus another 4, 116.75. We're getting close to that 120. $116.75. This card is going to be the one that matters, and it got us there. Plus another 116, 126, 130, 131.50 with the Cosmic Cube. And then we only have 4 cards to go. 136.50, if I remember correctly. $137 with Jane Foster there. Plus another 2, 139. So we're coming out ahead by about 20 bucks here. Kingpin of Crime at only 25 cents. And then I'm pretty sure the Super Scroll $0.25 card. So yeah, just shy of 20 bucks making back. Now, I do want to just, I'm looking here at everything. Let's just hit popular singles, Marvel Superheroes. Filter. I want to go over here. Sorry, I have to look to be able to read this. I'm curious just to know. The most expensive uncommons. Hex Magic could get added in. I had one of those, I believe. 225 there. Then you have to go kind of down to get past some of these that are surge foils. Yeah, there's nothing else that I would have pulled because I don't have any of the surge foils for it. But yeah, if I was right about the hex, then yeah, just over 140. For me, my favorite card out of all of these that I pulled, minus of course the Mind Stone, which is just cool to have pulled. I do like the Tony Stark, the Invincible Iron Man there, and the artwork on the Scarlet Witch card is phenomenal. Let me know what your favorite card that I pulled was. Look, you got a Mischief. The Scarlet Witch too is phenomenal. I like the Scarlet Witch cards for sure. But let me know your thoughts and favorites down in the comments section below. And thank you so much for watching. Eventually I will do kind of a binder flip through of everything to show off where I'm at on completing the set, how close kind of you can get from a couple booster boxes and a couple of collector's packs. But with that, thank you so much for watching. I mentioned podcast as well. You can find the podcast here on YouTube, 10 Minute Marvel Podcast. Click onto the channel, subscribe, and click that notification button to know when new videos come out. And then click on the podcast tab, or you can search for 10 Minute Marvel wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcast from. But with that, I'll see you next time.